Hi everyone, welcome back to the Western Centurion channel, and well, firstly let me apologise for it being such a long time since I last did an update, but I have to be perfectly honest with you, it's because I lost my mojo. I really did. I lost the enthusiasm to continue with the layout. I have no idea why, but it just wasn't there. Come home in the evenings, I just didn't want to do anything in the garage, and I just lost all my imagination on what it was going to be like and why I'd started it. But I'm pleased to say I found my mojo again, and it was in fact in front of me all the time. Every time I come home from work and I walk through the garage, it would be in front of me, and I was actually looking at it but not seeing it. And yeah, it was just basically going back to basics and the reason why I was doing this garage. And the first one obviously was to do because of my father, because he's the one who got me into this hobby. And the second one was this Wootton Bassett station, and that was pretty much my driving force for me doing this layout and what I was wanting to concentrate on, because that was from my childhood. But I've forgotten all that. If I went back and I looked at my last 12 videos, and the last 12 videos actually had very little to do with the layout. They're all either like reviews on locos, or just concentrating on the incline and running trains up and down the incline, which was good fun, but I think that took away my concentration on what I really needed to be getting on with. But I've got that back now, and that's what I've decided, that this year, 2017, it will be focused entirely on the fiddle yard. And yes, the whole of 2017 will be on the fiddle yard. If I actually get to start on the top level, that will be a bonus. But for me, my goal and objective is to get the fiddle yard or storage area completed. And that's going to be a big enough task for me in itself. So I've already started some little extra bits, so this is actually a proper layout update. Woohoo! At last. And I'll take you around and show you what I've been doing and try and explain some of it. I think the time is now, yeah, it's 11:30, Saturday morning, sorry, 11:30. And come 12 o'clock, I'm going to start cutting some wood and start on the second incline. And maybe, if I'm lucky, I'll get that done this weekend. So once that's in, I can then actually start concentrating on laying track. Hallelujah! At last. That is something I've been really dying to get on with doing, and I expect a lot of you have as well, haven't you? I've messed about so much in this garage and not actually getting anywhere. So yeah, that's my goals and objectives for 2017, is just to get the fiddle yard done. Okay, so I will take you around now and show you what my plans are. Okay, so I'll catch you again in a moment. Bye bye. Welcome back everybody, and well, let me show you what I've been up to. Okay, it's not a lot, but it's a start. Alright, so these boards here are going to be part of the second incline, because obviously it's going to be this side where the incline comes up to the surface or up to the second level. So what I've started off here, you see these markings along here. Now what have we got here? We've got 140mm, 160mm and another 160mm. So these are the markings, and what I've got to decide is where I cut to. If I cut to here, that gives me this little section of shall we say a level surface, or if I cut to there, then that gives me the level or the flat surface. So the tunnel entrance would be here. So I've got to decide which one to do, because obviously the further back I go, the more steeper the incline will be. So everything's telling me to do it here, but I'm thinking about going there. So I've got to make my mind up today, because I will be cutting this today. Alright, so I've got that measured out. That's the width. I'm not quite sure what the width is. About 5 inches, I think that is. So if we come on along here, still see the markings. We then get to the second piece of board, and then I come to the curve, which is, well, I learned from the last curve, put it that way. So as you can see, we've got the 5 inch coming along here, and that's still 5 inches to there. But then what I've done, I've opened it out. So I'll cut all the way around here. You see where I marked with the arrows. And when we get to the end, I'll narrow it back into the 5, so that it becomes the same as the board that I use for the down section of the incline. And the same here, it will go back out to that dimension and then all the way around. And that's just to make sure I have some good clearance for particularly for the APTE, just to make sure that doesn't catch on the edges. So that's that section, which I hope to get done today. And if I pull back a bit, you'll be able to see pretty much the incline, although it's not going to be this steep, obviously. It'll be a bit shallower than that. We'll come to here. So I've still got quite a bit of work to do, but I do hope that now I've got my mojo back, I can get this done today. Now I did buy some additional stuff because I want to try and keep it all clear under here. If I get down, you can see, so underneath the inclines I can still lay track for storage area, because I want as much as I can get. Obviously those blocks of wood won't be there. So that's my plan on keeping as much storage area as I can. But what I have done, I bought some of this, which is M5 threaded bars. Now that's, what's that, 3 feet, so it's 1 metre in length. What I plan on doing is using these as supports for the incline, because if I get down again, for the other incline, as you can see, I've got brackets on the wall which work perfectly, but I can't do that with the second incline. So it's where I get the theory from of using this bar. And the other thing is that it will sit nicely in between the other track and still give good clearance. I know it looks as though it might be a bit flimsy, but I think it'll be okay. If it isn't, then I can stagger it, so I can like have one here and another there, or either side. That will certainly give the rigidity I need for it. And the added bonus is, because I can add nuts to them and washers, I can use these to help me adjust the height, so I can get the incline on a perfect slope. And that should make life a lot easier, for particularly when I start getting down towards the bottom. I still haven't worked out exactly what the slope is going to be, or in degrees, but I think I'm just going to wing it this time. Once I've got that section over there cut, and then when I get down here, Let me get down its bit. As you see, I'm going to have to put a curve down in this section, only a slight curve, or if I can actually get away with it stopping there, then I won't have to put a curve in. But I think that'll still be a bit too steep. So yes, I'll probably have to put a curve in around that section, which will mean having to cut the baseboard. So you get a nice runoff from the curve onto the baseboard itself. And then obviously I know I'm doing the incline, but whilst I'm doing the incline, I'm finding I'm having to constantly think about what I'm going to do with the top level. Because, for example, if you look here, if I run this coach down, obviously it's not going to go under, is it? So I've got to work out where I can stop cutting the wood. So this piece here, I'd have to cut all along here, cut the whole section out, just so that can get down. Which means I've got to put supports all the way here underneath to make sure it stays up. And what I've done, I've worked it out to be here. So that means the boards from here back onwards I won't have to cut. But then of course when this incline's going in, it's going to be a different matter, because it'll be exactly the same as that. It'll be the same, getting focused down here. But I can't work any of that out until I've got that incline in place. The other thing I was thinking about was, I originally thought about doing it 3 feet in width, which is what this is. So that's 3 feet. Looks okay, not too bad, but then I think from there upwards I've lost all that at the back. So that's going to have to be hills and scenery, which then just gives me, you go from the side of the incline to the end here. That's what that gives me to lay track on. So I've been thinking maybe I could go 4 feet, because all these sheets are cut at 4 feet by 3 feet. So all I've got to do is spin the sheet round, means I can come out 4 feet, which is here. So that's 4 feet, which gives me a lot more room to play with as well. The only problem I can see is actually getting to places like at the back. But then when we have a look at what actually gave me my mojo back is this, and this is what I want to build, and particularly that, which is the track plans for Wooden Basset Station. So that's the station here, just the end of it, and this is the track plans, including where are we here, we've got the east signal box and the west signal box, and I'd like to have both of those in place. Now I don't think I can do this this section up here, which would take you to Wales, because that would be down here and there's nowhere for it to go to, unless if I do have this coming out 4 feet, which would be back to the bit more there, then I could have a section running off up round there next to where the hillside would be, and just basically following the hillside round, and the other section coming around there. But it's all just thoughts at the moment, that's all, and I can't even think about this until I've got the inclines finished and the fiddle yard stroke storage area. But that's my inspiration, and I have to keep that in my mind. I originally wanted to be able to do the dairy. This is from 1930s. So that was Unigate, or United Dairies, I think, and that was the milk tankers they would have been using. And again, there's Wooden Basset Station, and down here again. And I do actually believe that was from inside the signal box. that wooden basset. So yeah, that's all my inspiration, and that's it. So what I'll get today, well hopefully get done today, is to get that cut, this section there cut, and the board that goes on here, the next piece of board to go into here, I need to get that cut so it's straight with this, because this looks like it goes off at an angle, but it isn't. It's that wall goes off at an angle. So I'll get that bit of cutting done, and if I still got time, I'm going to give myself 2 hours. I want to give myself to 2 o'clock. If I still got a bit of time, I can start putting in that section of the incline. Okay, so that's pretty much it, and hopefully... Whoa, stop there. Right, it's now actually Sunday, and I managed to get more done yesterday than I thought I was going to get done. I really did. So much to the extent that I've virtually completed the second incline. It's built, it's in place, just needs a little bit of tweaking to just to finish it off perfectly. Okay, but yes, so I didn't want you all to run away at this precise moment, because I'd like you to hang on a bit longer and see what I managed to achieve. Okay, so anyway, it's afternoon and I've got my little drinkies here, so have a fabulous week, and bottoms up. Well, are you ready to see what I managed to get accomplished yesterday, now that I've actually got my mojo back? Well, okay, no more suspense. I'll just get the camera back down to the level, and there we have it, the second incline in place. And boy, even if I say so myself, I think it's looking absolutely fabulous. I am absolutely chuffed with it. I'll take you along and see. Can you see the those M5 threaded studs sticking up through the top? Here we go. There's one there. You see these all the way up the second incline, and as you can see also is that fact that they sit perfectly between the two sets of track, so they won't, no interference from those at all. And we're coming up to the first curve at the top. Didn't need one at the bottom, thankfully. Managed to get away without having one down there. And I've got some track down here just to give me an idea what it's going to be like. And because I actually made this wider across here, I think those curves are going to be a little bit bigger, or this inside curve is going to be a little bit bigger than the third radius, which is absolutely awesome. Come all the way around, and here we are. This is where we get up onto the second level. Now, remember my last, the video or the section before this, I said I didn't know where to cut to on here. Well, in the end I decided to cut right to the very end and just have this 140mm of flat. So by doing that, that has given me a lovely gradual slope, and I really don't think the locos will have any trouble at all getting up around that curve, or at least that's the plan. And what I've done with these, if I get down here, these M5 threaded bars. So we have one there, a second, a third, and a fourth. Now all of these actually go down through the baseboard. So underneath here, I've got another washer and a nut, so that will stop these pulling up. So that keeps that rigid. And what I'm hoping is that will mean that these along here as well won't pull up. But when I'm happy that I've got the whole thing the height I want, although these actually go right down through, but the trouble is, maybe if I can have a look in here, they come down through that support or joist. Sorry, it's really bad, isn't it? Camera does not like to focus. So these can go down quite a way as well. But when I'm happy with the height and the incline, I'll actually glue those in place in the bottom. But the best thing out the lot is, look how rigid that is. And that was just for those M5 threaded bolts, or I've forgotten what they're called now. Bars? Yeah, M5 threaded bars, doesn't matter anyway. So, yes, that's it. It's done. I have the second incline in place. And also what I've done on here, obviously I've got to try and keep in my mind, this is the outbound, and that is the inbound. And the same down here. Got the outbound and the inbound. Now, one of the things I really wanted to do, or the whole point of putting these inclines in, wasn't just to be able to bring up locos and rolling stock from the storage area, but it's so that I could actually have a big continuous loop where the trains would come down into the storage area and fiddle yard, could do a full circuit underneath and then come back up again. So what I've decided to do, if I can just turn around here, so that's the track for the incline. Okay, so we have the outbound here and inbound on there, but just here, this is where I want to put the continuous loop. So that's what this will be, and I've got it here. There we've got the outbound, and this one here will be the inbound. So that means I can have the trains come along here and just continue right the way down to the other end of the garage. So that will be these two, and then they'll go off and they'll bend round here down and to the end, and obviously from there continue underneath, which you can't see because I've got all the wood in the way. So that is my plan. But obviously the next thing I've got to do is start working out about the top level as well. So what I'll do, I'll stop this video and I'll put the top level on so you can get a good idea of what it's going to be like. Okay, catch you again in a moment. And here we are. I've got the baseboards in place, or the upper baseboards in place, and as you can see, I've actually decided to go for 4 foot wide instead of 3. God knows why, because that is really big, but it gives me so much more room to play about with. It's going to be a nightmare reaching the back, but I'm sure I'll find a way around it. But I suppose the thing is, it's not fixed down yet, so I can always change my mind. But 4 feet is what I'm thinking about going with. I'm just trying to figure out a way how you can get to see, or put it into perspective for you. So there we have the first incline I made, going down underneath. But there you can see the second incline heading upwards. But yes, look, that's how much room it gives me to play with, which is quite a bit. I certainly make some good use of that. The only trouble is obviously that goes down there, the second incline heading down, but then look how far back the cupboards are. So that's going to make things really difficult to reach anything without having to get on my hands and knees. I'm not sure if I put some nice bit of carpet along the bottom there, something to kneel on. That's what it all looked like. I've got some LED strip lights to put in. I'll probably have a strip of LEDs all along the back board, and then a strip of LEDs behind here shining in, and maybe some more underneath the inclines, just to make sure we get some light in there and we can see everything. And I'm also thinking about actually adding some little maybe possibly Wi-Fi cameras into there, so that I can see what's going on without having to get on my hands and knees and have a look, and have a separate little monitor to show all those pictures from the cameras, particularly for, you know, when I want to get locos out and rolling stock out, then I can actually see what's happening. Well, so yes, that's it. Exciting times ahead. And now I've got the second incline done. That means I can start getting the track down, and I've been thinking about that as well, and I've got some ideas in my head. And my next update video will be the plans for the track in the fiddle yard stroke storage area. Okay, so in the meantime, as we have a little look again of why I'm building all of this, and Wooden Basset Junction or Wooden Basset Station, I hope you all have a fabulous week, and if not next weekend, maybe the weekend after with another update. Alright, so thank you very much, and bye bye.